whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage. The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Vasiliy Lomachenko agrees to a 2-fight deal with Kambosos, and then afterwards, Devin Haney agrees to the same deal. So let's take a look at the reports about these deals right now. First, we're going to go to Mike Carpenter, who reported this on February 15th on National Side Piece Day. Mike Carpenter says, sources, Vasiliy Lomachenko has agreed to his side of a deal for a fight with George Kambosos that would be televised on ESPN on June 4th. Kambosos hasn't agreed as he weighs options. Deal includes rematch clause for second fight in Australia if Loma wins. So that was reported by Mike Carpenter on Vasiliy Lomachenko agreeing to a deal. And lo and behold, one day later, a report comes out about Devin Haney. And this is from Michael Benson. Michael Benson reports Devin Haney has insisted he is willing to take the same deal that Vasiliy Lomachenko has reportedly agreed to in order to secure the fight with George Kambosos. So there you have it. Those are the reports. I'm going to turn over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to Vasiliy Lomachenko agreeing to the deal, and then a day later, Devin Haney saying that he agrees to the exact same deal?
Yo, I text the bros, man. No disrespect to Kambosos, man. No disrespect to Australia and Greece. You know, I was just watching 300 the other day. Look, Kambosos is going to lose his next fight. I don't care what you say. This was great. This was now, I'm not saying it was a lucky victory. Teofimo Lopez underestimated this kid and he took advantage of it. And now he is in a position to make some bread. So he's going to fight, and then he got a rematch clause to fight again. So he's securing 2 bags, and I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kambosos and his management team for great business and doing great business, because they securing this guy a bag, and that's what you're supposed to do. You know? Yeah. Shout out to, that's all I have to say about this is shout out to Kambosos' management team. Who's his management team?
Lou DiBella.
Oh, of course. Shout out to, that's my man Lou. Hey, what up, Lou? It's your boy Trill. Yeah, Lou DiBella, a.k.a. that's the Jerry Maguire of this boxing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lou. Lou's my guy. Lou's the one that when Jermaine Taylor beat Bernard, he went jumped in Jermaine's arms. He ain't have nothing. Shout out to Lou. Lou DiBella's that guy. We need to do a segment about Lou DiBella. And he tried to get G's man the bag, too. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get him. Lou always doing good by the fighters. Lou, no surprise. No surprise. Shout out to Lou. Congratulations to Lou again for securing the bag for his fighter and doing right by the fighters. Lou's my man. No wonder Kambosos got the. Of course. You should give it to the Lou. Shout out to Lou DiBella.
I thought you were going to shout out Lou DiBella for another reason. Shout out to Lou for always finding the dark horse.
Yeah.
Like he found Bad Intentions Taylor.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. You know what I'm saying? Lou be spawning them dark horses, man.
Shout out to Lou DiBella. Lou, my man.
All right, Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I actually agree with Trill on this one, man. He's Kambosos is milking his 15 minutes of fame, you know, but his next fight is over with, you know, and but I can't blame him. And the fact that you could get Lomachenko and Haney to agree to your terms, that they have to fight both fights in Australia. You know what I'm saying? Even if they win, they got to come back to Australia and run it back. To me, that's amazing, you know. So definitely shout out to Kambosos, shout out to Lou DiBella for making that happen. And I remember when Lomachenko, agreed to those terms, Kambosos still hasn't signed off on the fight. So I was like, all right, so then that tells me there's a sign that there's still hope Kambosos may still want to fight Haney. You know what I mean? So I think right now Kambosos is just trying to milk the best deal before he signs off because, I'm not going to say Kambosos believes he's going to lose. But outside looking in, it's like, yo, come on, fam. Like, this ain't happening for you. You know what I mean? So hopefully, till this day, I'm still rooting for Haney to get that fight so we can actually have undisputed, And it's just when you really think about it, it's just kind of funny. If you're looking at these names, right, you would definitely be like, yo, Lomachenko and Haney would be A side, right? But because he got all these belts, he could tell these guys what to do. And you can see these men acquiescing to his terms, and it's just amazing to me, man. So salute to Kambosos for getting Lomachenko and Devin Haney to agree to your terms and have them fly all the way to Australia just to see if they could get those belts, man. So he's doing his thing right now.
All right, TBE.
All right. So he agreed to both of these deals. He agreed to both of these deals. And my thing is, Kambosos.
No, not he agreed to both of these deals. Lomachenko agreed to Kambosos' his terms, and Haney in response was like, "Well, I'll do the very same thing that the Loma deal."
All right. Okay. All right. So Kambosos is fighting Lomachenko, but Haney wants in. I'm seeing they both looking at Kambosos as food, and I like Kambosos. I feel Kambosos has that ferocious, like he sticks to that middle name, George Ferocious Kambosos, and he'll bring it to these fighters.
There's only one ferocious for me. I'm sorry.
Hey man, I hear you.
Right here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's only one ferocious for me.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm just speaking of now. But I feel Kambosos, I'll bring the fight to Haney, but I feel Lomachenko's on a mission to get his belts back. And poor Kambosos. That's all we're going to be from now on. He's stepping in with Loma. It's going to be a wrap for that man. I don't know.
No, I think he might take Haney. I think he's probably thinking Haney's an easier fight than Loma. Because think about it. If Loma agreed to all of that, you would have immediately been like, all right, I'm signing.
Let's go. Definitely. I agree with you right there, G. Haney is definitely an easier fight than Loma. Right. Loma's going to spin circles around him. At least he knows that if he can get a punch in on Devin Haney, maybe Devin Haney can do the stinky leg. Of course, we agree with you on that.
That's why I was hoping that, I could get this Haney fight. You know what I'm saying? Because in his mind, it's an easier fight. You know what I'm saying? And, Haney already said, whatever Loma wants to do, I'll agree to do it. And I remember I heard his father say this, which I thought was outrageous. But nonetheless, Haney's dad did say this. If Loma agrees to fight him for free, we'll fight him for free. I was like, bro, y'all are wilding now. Y'all give Kambosos too much power. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Hey, man. Just come on your A game for this fight, yo. This is going to be a nice fight. I don't care who fights who. If it's Loma versus Kambosos and Haney versus Kambosos, I want to see this fight because this is something special right here. These fighters, I feel Loma just wants to take everybody out. Whoever's the top guy, he's reclaiming his spot. I feel Haney got a chip on the shoulder that he wants to want people to respect him. And Kambosos also, he wants to prove that he's here. He's in the division. He's that guy, and he ain't winning these belts off a fluke. So, whoever it is, it's all three. These three names is just it's special.
I'm gonna say this hypothetically, of course. Let's say you and I were dating the same girl, or we thought we had the same girl, and was like, and then we confronted her and said, "Hey, you messed with him, you messed with me. Who you with?" And she chose me. She said, "I'm with you. He gotta go." Like he was just my Tuesday. He was just, a plaything, right? Is there any dispute that the girl's mine? I mean, it's bad that she, would cheat on you, whatever. But this is a hypothetical, of course. But the point is there any dispute that I have her heart, that she wants me over you? No. The WBC has come out and said that Kambosos is undisputed. They said Kambosos is undisputed. And Devin Haney is cute. He's doing cute stuff. He's a pride guy. But you can call Kambosos undisputed. So if the WBC themselves is saying that Kambosos is undisputed, how is it a dispute? It's their belt. It's the organization's belt. If the organization itself is recognizing Kambosos as undisputed, then there's no dispute for me. The dispute is for everyone else who wants to try to make a case for Haney. But I've never heard the WBC themselves come out and say that they have confusion about who is undisputed. Granted, they confuse everyone else when they try to explain who and why Kambosos is undisputed, but they know good and damn well who they chose. And they chose Kambosos. So for me, I'm not going to argue with the WBC about who they say is their champion because it's their belt. It doesn't make any sense, but it's their belt. They've already laid it down. So now that that's out of the way for me, I don't need Devin to beat Kambosos to prove who's undisputed, because Kambosos is undisputed because the WBC says so. I don't care what anybody else says because it's not their belt. So Vasiliy Lomachenko accepts the deal. Devin Haney accepts the deal. Kambosos is going to let them outbid each other, it seems like. It's a smart move. Like G said, Devin Haney's dad said, oh, if Vasiliy fights him for free, then we'll fight him for free. It just seems like all Kambosos is going to do is sit back and let them drive the prices down. You know what I'm saying? I would do some fake calls like, hey, man, Vasiliy agreed to fight for 1,000. Like, you know what I mean? You just keep bringing it down. Like, yo, if that's what they want to do.
Want to let them do that?
Do you want to match them? Do you want to match them? At the end of the day, I believe this. These are two difficult fights for Kambosos. It doesn't matter who he picks. So it's really about Kambosos at this point. He wants to go with the most lucrative offer, or does he want to pick the fight that he thinks he has the best chance to win? The fight that he has the best chance to win to me would be Devin Haney. Not necessarily that I think he could beat Devin Haney, but Devin Haney is not really proven. He was rocked by Jorge Linares, which isn't a bad thing because Vasiliy Lomachenko was dropped by Linares. Yeah. He found a way through it. So, but still, he has a lot more to prove than Vasiliy Lomachenko. I think if you pick Vasiliy Lomachenko, seeing how he lost that belt in a fight that he was coming on in, and it took the 12th round for Teofimo Lopez to secure it. On my card, there were other cards that were full of whatever, but that's not my business. That was a very close fight. I think if you pick Vasiliy Lomachenko, he's more equipped to come to Australia because he's already done it. He's already gone to other people's backyards and beat them. So he has that experience. He's already fought the better level of competition. So I feel like picking Vasiliy Lomachenko, he's better equipped to go to Australia and beat you twice. Now we talk about Devin Haney. Devin Haney, take him out of America. Make him go to Australia. We're talking about fashion guy Devin Haney who likes to wear we're talking about social media. Put him in Australia where he doesn't know everyone, where he's not that comfortable, where he's going to have to be mature and not hit up shopping malls and do whatever. I think there's a lot going against Devin Haney if you take him to Australia. I'm not saying Devin would do those things because he seems very disciplined. He seems very focused. The one thing I would give Devin Haney is he's a young fighter, but I do believe he has ambitions on being one of the greats that has ever done it. And that's given the fact that he's been in the gym since he was a kid and he stays in great shape. But I'm saying he's still young at the end of the day. So you get him out there in Australia, you find out the type of girls he likes, and have a whole bevy of them waiting outside his hotel like, hey, Devin, you want to go? Where's Devin? Do all you can to get the edge on Devin because he's young. You can find anyone, Vasiliy going to walk right by them girls and go to the gym, right? You want to get Devin up in there. You want to try to mess with Devin. So for a number of reasons, I think he has his best chance against Devin. Doesn't necessarily think I would beat Devin. I will close by saying this. Kambosos, you should take real offense to the fact that these guys are giving in to your every single demand. They think they'll beat you on a boat. They'll beat you with a rope. They'll beat you over here. They'll beat you over there. They'll fight you twice in Australia because they believe they'll beat you anywhere. They do not care. Trust me, Kambosos, they look at you like easy money. Both of them. That's why they're practically saying they'd fight you for free. So don't look at yourself as you're the A side because they're acquiescing to your demands without really putting up a fight. It's not that they recognize that you're better or you're the A side. They're looking at you like you're the easiest guy we can fight to get all these belts back. So we'll do whatever you want just to get you in that ring. And that should bother you.
Because we eating kangaroo meat on a Greek salad.
Oh, yeah, and before I close, since one of you gentlemen, y'all mentioned Jose Linares, it just lost. He just got knocked out his last fight, you know, in the 12th round, and I think it's time for him to hang it up. So I want to salute Jose Linares for a lot of great fights and everything that you have done in this sport of boxing. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.